open again. We'll take the hands through the center, reaching upwards, and arms float down. And we'll just take the shoulders for a moment, scrunch them up towards the ears, rolling them back down. Next, we'll do our joint rotations, head and neck first. So gentle head roll, loosen the neck. Easing head back to center and reversing the direction of the circle. Returning head to the front. Next, for the stretch, dip the chin down slightly, turn the head, look out over the shoulder, hold and breathe. Return head to the front, and then the other side. And back to the front. Okay, for the shoulders, just rolling shoulders towards the ears. And down. And we can reach the arms forward, out to the side, reach behind you, and to the front. Nice full deep breaths in and out. And one more. Rotating palms up and reversing the circle. One more of this one. Next, we have the elbows circling the arms. Reversing the direction. For Working with the wrists next, circling the hands. Making fists with the hands, going the other way. Then we can open hands, flap them back and forth, feeling the joints and the fingers. Little up-down motion. And then more of a rotation, shaking the arms. Relaxing the arms and moving to the hips next. So feet can be a little bit wider here, guiding hips in a circle. Returning to center, reversing the direction of that circle. Again, coming to center, bringing feet close in, and we'll work with the knees next. So supporting the knee joints in small circle. Reversing the direction. Back to center. Standing tall. And now the ankle joints. So you want to be mindful of your balance here. Reversing the direction of the circle. Placing that foot down, shifting weight, working the other side. Reversing the direction. Returning that foot to the floor. And you're back to your mountain pose. From here, taking the hands, interlacing fingers, stretching out to the front. Feeling in between the shoulder blades. And we'll extend the arms above the head. We'll undo the hands, let the arms float back down. And then we can take just one arm, extend it above the head. Other hand be placed on the leg, feeling a stretch on the side of the body. Breathing into it. And that arm can float down. The other one coming up. Sending it upwards, a little over the head. Breathing into any tightness. And let that arm float back down too. And then from here, we'll take the legs wider. Wide leg stance. Toes straight ahead. We'll grow tall. Engage the abs. And we're going to bow forward. Forward bend. Just taking your time. Feeling the stretch. Let the hands come to the floor in front of you. Drop the head down. And coming up just slightly, leaving the fingertips on the floor with one hand. Other hand is going to open towards the ceiling. Giving a little twist through the upper body. Hold and breathe. And we'll change sides. Let that top arm come down, lightly touching the floor. Other arm opening up towards the ceiling. And releasing that arm, just bringing it down to the floor in front of you. Feeling the stretch in the hamstrings. We'll bring the hands to the hips. And we'll come up with a straight back. And again, once you're upright, let's go ahead and do one of our standing postures, the proud warrior. So whichever foot is directed this way, we'll rotate out. Toes are that way. Other foot's going to come in, so it's on a 45-degree angle. Pressing away from the feet, nice powerful legs. Arms in the T position. Allow the front leg to be bent. Knees stacked over the ankle. Again, I'm pressing through the back heel, feeling the whole foot on the floor. Front foot, I'm pressing down maybe through the big toe. Again, whole foot, you can feel it. Let's rotate the arms so palms are facing upwards. Just breathing into it for a moment. Rotate the palms to the floor again. Relax the arms downwards. Go ahead and straighten out the front leg. And let's turn both feet back to the front again. And we're going to put in a wide leg forward bend, but with the chest opener this time. So hands will come behind back. Interlace fingers. Grow tall. Engage the abs as you bow forward. About halfway down, lift the arms off the back, dropping the head downwards. And we'll release the arms, relax to the back there. Hands to the hips. Coming up with a nice straight back. And now we can work the other side, the proud warrior. So think feet first, they're your foundation. Front foot, back foot comes in a bit. Nice powerful legs, you want to feel opening at the hips here. Arms and T, front leg is bent. You're turning the head, you're looking out over the front fingertips. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. And let's take the arms, we'll rotate them so palms are facing upwards. Hold and breathe. And rotating palms to the floor again. Relaxing the arms downwards. And straighten out the front leg. And let's turn the feet to the front and come back to our resting pose, the mountain pose. To walk or stepping the feet, and they're back inwards. Hands at the heart center. Nice full deep breaths in and out. And again, to release, we'll take the hands through the center, reaching upwards. And arms come back down. Okay. So next I want to work with the triangle pose. So I set up almost the same way. I'll start with the wide leg stance. Front foot will rotate out. Back foot comes in about 45 degrees. In the triangle pose, the legs remain straight. You don't bend any of the knees. The arms come to the T position. You reach forward over the front foot. Drop the hand down. It's just lightly touching the leg. It's not leaning on it, lightly touching. Top arm stretches upwards. You just notice, are they stacked over each other? You don't want one hand here and one other. They want to be stacked over each other, looking straight, or you can turn the head and look upwards. Let's ease out, straighten out head and neck, coming up with the upper body. Arms float down. We'll turn the feet now back to the front. So you got that wide leg stance. And we'll bring the hands to the heart center in prayer. We'll tuck the tailbone and we'll sink like we're sitting on a fat horse. You hold here, you'll breathe into it, building strength in the lower body. And the ease out, I'm going to straighten out the legs and let the hands go through the center. Reaching up and back downwards. Okay, so we want to do the triangle again, but the opposite direction. So think feet first, they're your foundation. Feel up through the legs, through the hips. Arms are in the T position, and then you're reaching forward and then down. Once you're situated, you can keep the head straight or you can turn and look up towards the ceiling. Straightening out head and neck first. Coming up with the upper body. And arms float down again. Okay, so feet straight ahead again. And we're going to repeat the triangle, but we're going to do a different version with the arm that's stretched upwards. It's going to do an alternate version. So I'll talk you through it. We'll set up again for this side. Toe, foot's that direction. Back foot again is 45 degrees. Arms are in the T position. Reach forward and down. And now with the upper arm, rotate so the palm's facing the floor. See if you can drop down a little bit. Not forcing anything, just enough you feel a stretch. Just hold there, breathe. I'm going to take that upper arm. I'm going to stretch it upwards again. Back to the regular triangle. And then I'm going to come upwards. And relax the arms down. Again, you can make it so the feet are forward. Taking a breath here. Same thing, other side. So fixing the feet, nice powerful foundation. Arms are in T, reaching forward and down. Just the regular triangle in the beginning. And then we'll take the top arm, we'll rotate it so palm is downwards. Letting the arm float down. Just enough you can feel the stretch. And let's straighten out that top arm again, back to triangle. And then we can come upwards again. Arms come down. Returning, toes, feet to the front, and our resting pose. Back to the mountain pose. Taking a breath here. Okay, so let's take our hands through the center, reaching upwards, and arms come back down. All right, so from the standing position, let's do a mild back bend. So what I'm going to do is take the hands so they're supporting lower back, fingertips are downwards. I'm going to bend both knees. I'm going to kind of tuck the chin down a little bit. And I'm going to press the pelvis forward. So right now I'm feeling a stretch on top of the thigh here. I can stay right here, or I can go further by letting the head open and rest on the shoulders. I'll tuck my chin in again, and I'll ease back upwards. And now for a forward bend. So just nice and slow. Going forward, you can let the hands slide down the legs. And dropping the top of the head downwards, relax the arms. Bending the knees, rolling back up to standing. Alrighty, So from our mountain pose now, let's work with the half sun salutation. So coming to the top of your mat, mountain pose with the feet, hands are in the prayer position. Notice the breath. Next, inhale, let the arms extend upwards. Forward bend. Top of the head's down. And coming up halfway, hands on the knees, L shape with the body. Again, a forward bend. Bend the knees a lot, pushing up to standing. Hands meet at the center line and back down to the heart center. And let's repeat. Big inhale, arms extend upwards. Exhale, forward bend. Coming up halfway, hands are on the knees. Again, a forward bend. Bend the knees a lot, pushing up to standing. And hands return to the heart center. And we'll repeat one more time. Big inhale, extending upwards. Exhale, forward bend. Coming up halfway. Again, forward bend. Bend the knees a lot. Pushing up to standing. And hands return to the heart center in prayer. And then you can relax the arms to the side again, facing forward. And here I'm just going to grab a chair nearby, or if you're near a wall, you can use the wall as well. And it's just for safety. So I'll have the back of the chair I can use, just having one hand there. Let's go ahead and either face the wall or the back of the chair. And first one is the downward dog. So I already know where my feet are. They're just hip bone distance apart. Placing the hands so they come out from the shoulders. Walk the feet backwards, lowering the head in between the elbows. And there you got your downward dog. Hold there for a moment, breathe into it. To ease out, you're going to soften knees and walk forward again. Just nice and slow. Okay, so next we want to stretch the calf muscle. So you'll shift weight to one foot, other foot, giant step behind you, keeping the foot straight ahead. Adjust the front foot a little bit. Now I can press through the back heel, feeling the stretch in the calf muscle. And we'll release that side, so we'll soften the knee, stepping it forward again, back to the mountain. Other side, so opposite leg behind you, front foot a little forward. You just want to be balanced, knee over the ankle with the front foot, pressing through the back heel. And I'll release this side too, softening knee, and stepping forward again. I'm going to go ahead and turn sideways here so you can see me better. The next one I want to try to do, it's called the King Dancer, and that's where you're stretching the front of the thigh. So again, if this is something you should avoid, don't do it, but basically you're going to shift weight to one foot. The other one, you're going to bend the knee, and you're going to grab onto the foot or the ankle behind you, and you should feel a stretch on the front of the thigh. Now, if you don't feel much of anything, you would push that foot into your back hand, and you'll feel more stretch. I'm just going to use the chair or the wall again for support if I need it. To come out, I'll just bring the knees so they're near each other, and then I can lower that foot to the floor, back to mountain. I'm going to move the chair to the other side. Okay, start from a mountain, shift weight to your standing leg, bend the knee, grabbing onto the ankle, the foot, just positioning so you feel a stretch on the front of the thigh. And then we're going to ease out of it. Bring the knees so they're near each other. Return the foot to the floor. And then let's go ahead and add in one more downward dog at the wall or the chair. So again, hands are placed here. Feet are in mountain. Backing up so the head's in between the elbows. Breathing into it. And to ease out, softening knees and walking back so you're upright again. I'm going to move my chair so it's out of the way. And we'll finish the standing work. We'll come down to the floor, so we'll do our seated work here. Coming all the way down, letting the legs be out in front. Once you're settled, let me get just a little bit more forward on the sit bones. Stretch those legs forward, draw the toes in. Place the hands underneath the shoulders. Top of the head slightly lifted. Going back to the breath. Good. So from this seated staff pose here, mountain pose, I'm going to bend a leg. And I want to do a spinal twist. So this bent leg, I'm going to cross the foot so it's over on the other side. Nice and tall. Opposite arm is the bent knee now. We'll reach forward. See if you can wrap it around. Other hands placed on the floor behind you. Sit up tall, pull in the belly. Go into the twist. Release the belly. Breathe. And you can release, again, unwinding, facing forward. You can uncross the leg, stretch that one out long, take the other side, bend at the knee, cross the foot over. Opposite arm as the bent knee reaches forward, around, just looking towards the floor behind you. And unwinding again, facing forward. We can uncross the legs. And then what I thought we'd try next is called the boat pose. So I'm going to turn sideways just so you can see the profile a little bit better. So I'm just going to sit it up tall like that. Knees are bent. I'm going to walk the feet back a little bit. I'm going to see if I can bring the feet up off the floor. If I can let go of the hands, they're extended out in the front like that. Hold and breathe. And we'll release. We'll just bring the feet back to the floor. Again, you can kind of wrap the arms around the knees if you like. And then sometimes it's sort of the intermediate pose. What I do is I'll just kind of arch and then, round the back. We'll go back and forth a couple times just to make sure no tension is building up. And again, nice and tall, elongated spine. We'll repeat the boat pose. So you're rocking back a little bit, lifting the feet up, extending the arms, hold and breathe. And again, we'll come out. We'll just let the feet return to the floor. Again, arms wrapped around the knees. If you need to move the back a little bit. Okay, so from there, let's turn the body. We'll turn so that we're on our hands and knees for a moment. Coming to the tabletop position. Checking the alignment so the shoulders right over the ankle or the wrist here. Fingers are spread wide. Knees are underneath the hips. And we'll do the cat and the camel, just a couple of them. So you're arching the back, you're looking up, feeling the stretch. Back to a neutral spine, round the back. And back to neutral. One more time, arching, looking up. Back to neutral, rounding the back. And back to neutral. We'll do extended child's pose. Curl the feet under, the toes under. That will keep the hips higher. Walk the hands forward, dropping the head in between the elbows, pressing the sit bones to your feet. And then coming back up, easing back up. You can release the feet, maybe move the ankles a little bit. Relax the feet. Okay, let's try this one. We're going to take one arm. We're going to open it towards the ceiling. So what it will look like is you're opening the arm, you're looking upwards. Then you're going to take that arm and you're going to thread it through underneath the other arm. You can see if you can lower the head towards the mat. And then you can stay right here or take this arm and open it towards the ceiling. Hold and breathe. And let's release. We'll bring that hand back to the mat. We'll come back up. So we're on all fours again. Tabletop. Let's do the other side. So other arm's going to open up towards the ceiling. Thread it back down under the arm. Thread it through. Let the head rest on the floor. And you can open the arm towards the ceiling. And releasing the arm, coming right back to tabletop. And now let's just adjust our body so that we're seated. And we're going to come down so we're on our back. So I'm going to sit. I'm going to have the knees are bent, feet are on the floor. I'm just going to roll back slowly and feel the back on the mat. And we'll bring both knees inwards towards the chest, hugging them in, bringing the chin downwards. You can stay right in the center, or you can rock back and forth a little bit. And to center again. We'll drop the feet back to the floor. Arms out to the side. Take the feet a little bit wider. Let the knees go from one side all the way back to the other side. Windshield wipers on a car. Returning, knees right back to center. Walk the feet a little closer in. Arms by the side. One leg stretch out long. Other knee hug towards the chest. Go ahead and take your foot in a circle. You're working the ankle joint. Go one way, reverse the direction. Point and flex the foot a couple times. Relax the foot. One hand on top of the knee. Guide it in a circle. You get a hip rotation. To center, reverse the direction of that circle. Back to center. Let's take this one knee now and we'll take it across the body, feeling the stretch on the outer part of the hip. The other arm you can reach to the side. You feel your shoulder blades are snug to the floor. And back to center. Hugging that knee in. And then we'll let this leg stretch out long. Other side. Just drawing the knee towards the chest. We'll circle at the ankle. Reverse the direction. And then pointing and flexing the foot. Relaxing the foot, one hand right on the knee, guided in a circle. And then you want to reverse the direction of the circle. Center, and then go ahead and take that knee across the body. And reach out with the other arm, stabilize the upper body. And then back to center. Go ahead and hug that knee one more time. And then you're going to lower the foot to the floor. Take the other foot to the floor. And let's do the cobbler's pose, the reclining cobblers. So bottom of the feet's touching, knees open downwards. Feeling the stretch, the inner thigh. And then we'll release. We'll draw the knees towards each other. Feet flat to the floor again. And let's do our hamstring stretch. So you can take one of the legs a little closer in. You're going to extend the leg towards the ceiling. You can place the hand anywhere on the leg. Drawing it in. Feeling the stretch in the hamstring. And now with the leg extended, let's try to bend at the knee, bringing it closer to the floor, placing a hand on the bottom of the foot perhaps, and just feeling the stretch back to the hip joint a little more. And again, the same side, you're just going to stretch that leg out long. You're going to draw it in towards you. Breathing into any tightness. And now to change sides, bending the knee, returning the foot to the floor. Taking the other leg, bringing it in, extending it upwards, just drawing it in towards you, feeling the stretch in the hamstring. And now on this side, try bending the knee, bring it closer to the floor, grabbing onto the bottom of the foot, moving the stretch to the hip joint again. And then we'll extend that same leg out again. See if you can draw it in. Nice full deep breaths in and out. And we'll go ahead and release this side, returning the foot so it's touching the floor. And then we'll stretch out the legs nice and long, resting on the floor. We'll take our arms to the side, palms facing upwards, and we'll prepare for relaxation pose. So you can close the eyes, maybe wiggle a little bit, get really comfortable. Go back to the breath, allowing the belly to rise with the inhale and to sink with the exhale. Nice full deep breaths in and out. cleansing breath. Go ahead and breathe through the nose and exhale through the mouth. The ha sound. And again, big inhale and exhale. And then you can return to natural, effortless breath. Maybe wiggle the fingers and the toes a little bit. And then go ahead and bend the knees, returning the feet to the floor. And we'll roll over on our side, resting your head. And pushing back up to sitting, coming to a cross-legged position, if that's comfortable. Sitting nice and tall, resting the hands on the knees. And again, you can close your eyes for just a sec. And then from there, bringing the hands to the heart center in that prayer position. And we'll finish with namaste. Namaste. Okay. So hopefully you're feeling all stretched out and relaxed, feeling better. Welcome